Alright, how we going? Rule and shot?
Yep. Alright, hop down.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Hi guys.
Just push forward. Just
I'll just move
push
forward
it
like that.
Yeah, lean forward.
Okay?
Hi guys. Who wants to start with the anecdote first?
You, because you're not work today.
Okay, that's correct. I do have to go to work, which is unfortunate.
How are you going with all the language used in this course? You know, multimodal, audio, spatial, semiotic.
Oh, the cultural codes and the situation of the text. I mean, sure, it threw me initially. How did you guys find it?
Very
Well-
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just putting labels to what you do and read every day. But it is new terminology, which I am getting used to. I've only been doing it 4 weeks, so I'm hoping I've got some grasp on it.
Sounds like you.
You know, possibly we can put something together for this assignment.
Yeah, well, I think. Well, why don't we share our anecdotes,
Sure.
and then we can discuss any commonalities
These that we had between.
or differences between
No.
these anecdotes.
Sounds
Sure.
good.
Well, I'll start mine first.
Yeah.
Well, my story takes place at the end of study semester 7 in my first year, last year. Towards the end of the study period, you're expected to enrol for 2012. So I researched what I was required to enrol in by navigating the primary and middle education degree requirements. You know how they set them out on the website, including the first year subject that I missed last year. But this one.
Did you actually understand all the information on the initial webpage?
Look, the cultural codes associated with that website were quite. They threw me initially because you've got the codes for the course name.
Yeah. Then you got your class number.
Exactly. You got your class number. You've
Room
got
number?
the
All the room
locations. The codes located with.
They're very confusing.
Within the city of Adelaide, whether it's city, Mawson Lakes, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
It took me most of the year to realise that MLK stood for Mawson Lakes. so I got there eventually, but so I managed to get all my class numbers noted, so I knew what I had to enrol in. I knew the class numbers associated. I was going to try to squeeze all of my university onto 2 days, or predominantly onto 2 days. And so I managed to do that. I was enrollment opened at 5 PM on a certain day. I had everything prepared by 4 PM. I was online. I was ready to go, and had all my class numbers written down. And as soon as it opened, I just went put in all those cultural codes, those those foreign codes, and put them all in all those class numbers, and got all the classes I wanted to. And I was really happy. I was like, great, fantastic. 2012 is going to be good. And I went to uni a few days later, and I was talking with one of my friends from uni, and he asked me how I went with the second semester. And of course I hadn't done the second semester at all.
You hadn't enrolled. Because were you under the impression you couldn't enrol though?
Well, I just thought it would apply to the first semester.
Yeah. See, I got mixed up as well because it was only par 1 that I wasn't supposed to enrol in until later in the year, or later in the first semester. And for some reason I took that as I can't roll in any second semester subjects.
Yeah.
And it was only about a week ago that I actually did enrol. So I was lucky to get in.
Yeah.
So a bit of a bungle there.
It was a bit of a bungle. But with that, there's obviously some common problems that we found with...
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, I'm a first year student at uni, so, I suppose I can be a little bit forgiven, but you haven't studied this campus before.
Well, I was part-time last year, but...
Okay.
Anyway,
No excuse then.
I'm just a moron.
Well, no, but I mean, I've heard a lot of commonalities with other students that I've spoken to about it. So now I'm just going to Campus Central every minute and make sure what I know is correct.
Yeah. Well, my
So
problem
what was the mode that you used? Did you ring up? Did you just go online?
Oh, it was digital mode. It was.
It was all online, or did you go and see Campus Central straight away and talk to someone?
No. I just went to enrollment in the second semester. So it was digital. It was a digital mode.
Did you find everything you needed in the computer? Like, did you have any trouble with the cultural language,
codes.
the cultural codes around the language at university?
I'm getting there with the cultural codes, but I think the most important lesson for me is that what I learned out of that is that I must read my emails more carefully.
Yeah.
And everything you read at university, you must read more carefully.
What about enrolment? Did you know that you had to come to, or initially put your name down and then you actually enrol afterwards? Did you know about that process?
You're talking about the first year process?
Yeah.
I think I must have done it last year.
Right.
I can't remember actually. So.
Yeah, because it was just strange, especially on the system, and we've spoken about it in class as well. It'll come to organise your timetable first, and then enrol later, and it's, hang on, you think to yourself, hang on, I've got to organise my timetable.
Yeah.
I don't even know where or what or who I'm studying at the moment.
That was really complicated. So what was your antidote?
Well,
Richard?
okay, well, I might as well talk about mine. I rocked up on the first day, to this big university thing. I've never been to university before, so for me, that alone was, it was a bit of a culture that was daunting to me. And I remember they started, and I was actually reading through the student handbook, and I was just skimming over it while I was waiting for the lecture to start, the induction lecture, and I came across this phrase of Part 1. And I tried to start reading the blurb about it, but then the lecture started, so, of course, I got my ears out and my pen and whatever. And through the lecture, they went on and on about Part 1 this, Part 1 that, and they went through so many procedures that we have to do to actually get to Part 1, or what we have to do, prerequisites before we get to Part 1. But I couldn't quite grasp what Part 1 was. Anyway, the lecture was over. Hey?
What did you think it was?
Well, I just toyed with the idea that it's something to do with golf. I thought, well, they're teachers, maybe they're talking about a golf day, a bit of a team building or something like that. But, there were that many different, I suppose, languages or different abbreviations that I had to sort of get my head around. I actually got Part 1 confused with a car park at one stage. So I'm looking for Part 1 car park. So
this is similar to what I had as well, of course.
Yeah.
With these cultural codes, these abbreviations that you don't understand the meanings of. But yeah, sorry, come on.
No, that's all right. And
Yeah.
so that's what I'm going to base my anecdote on, and hopefully I'll get a few laughs out of it. But yeah, for me that was probably, I guess it took me a week or so before I realised what it was.
Yeah.
And of course now I know what it is, and it's all good. But I'm a bit more relaxed about it all now. There's a lot to take in for me. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
About yourself?
Well, I had similar problems. I did not know what my course code for my internal transfer was.
Okay.
I decided at the beginning of the year that I wanted to transfer into law from education, and I did not know what the course code was. All I knew was that I wanted to study family law.
Okay.
But I did not know that it was the Bachelor of Law that I was looking for.
Right.
And when I applied for an internal transfer, I registered at DBLA, I think it is, DBLA, which is the course code for Bachelor of Law at City West. Anyway, I was not confident using the uni website to look up the law course, so I went into Campus Central and spoke to the lovely lady in there and told her that I wanted to transfer into law. Now, unbeknownst to me, I thought the location of the Division of Law was actually here in Mawson Lakes. And I thought the Division of Law was separate to family law.
Okay.
So I actually did an internal transfer twice. First time I did it, then I cancelled by email because I thought I'd enrolled in the wrong course. And then another one on Friday, I did another transfer. I rang Campus Central and I spoke to the lady, and she said to me, you have to send an email because they go by the last correspondence from you, and that said that you were withdrawing.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I sent this email. I just had a look.
Did you find that when you were speaking to them that there was a sort of, I guess, an institutional language that they assumed you knew?
Yes.
There was certain.
They, when I spoke to the director of the School of Law, she assumed that I knew what I was talking about.
Okay. So that's a language that I find that when I do things, whether it's at Campus Central or speak to somebody, they tend to expect that I know what they're talking about or how to use the language, to get to the point quickly instead of just
Well,
using my own words.
I wrote her an email today at about 11 o'clock, and I said, I would just like to retract my last email as I realised that because you are from the Division of Business Law School does not mean I have enrolled in the wrong course, as I wrongly suspected. I think it would be a good idea if I could make an appointment to see someone about the course to clear up a few misconceptions that I have. I would like to reinstate my internal transfer into the Bachelor of Laws DBLA, as I've just spoken to a lovely lady at Campus Central who has cleared up some of my confusion, spelt CONFUSCION.
Confucius.
Confucius. And then it just goes on to say when I'm available, and then at the bottom it just says, in the meantime, please forgive my ignorance. I am really keen to study law, in particularly your family law and human rights electives, and have a passion for helping people. And then I've got my name and my ID. So I didn't know what the academic word for bungle was. So
That's fine, we're all human.
Yeah, well, it seems like we've all had these different, these similarities with these cultural codes, haven't they? They've been in similar elements of the university spectrum, but
yeah. No, I find
I was
also,
just disappointed that I had misspelled confusion, because I mean, in South Australia, what is that score that teenagers get? It's out of 100. What's it called?
a ter.
A ter. Right. To get into law at UniSA down here in South Australia, you have to have 97%. Like out of 100. Like 97 out of 100.
Right.
But to go to Darwin, the law school, the University of Darwin, 67.
So you're taking a flight to Darwin then, or what?
No, you can do it. You can do
Externally.
it externally.
Online, externally, right?
You can do it online.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enrol in both, because unless I get a distinction for this.
Why not? Make it more work for yourself.
Unless I get a distinction for this.
All right. Well, look. As far as the assignment goes, I think we're all talking about similar experiences and whatever. I think we should just go out and start filming a bit of footage and.
Sure. As long as we talk about the commonalities and differences of our situation of text.
Well, what's the commonality with mine and your guys?
It's all about understanding a certain cultural code, like a language.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go to
and not
Campus
reading your
Central,
emails properly.
well, that's more
Or
of a
reading
personal
it
thing. That's not something.
Well,
that's not a commonality.
Oh, okay.
That's not something everybody at university does. Some people do read it carefully,
Okay.
but we all do read the same emails and I
Get
guess
different
understand them differently
understand them.
because of the
That's
different
what I think.
languages that is used.
Yeah, that's what I think. When I saw division of school, when I saw division of business law, I thought that on Mawson Lakes campus there was a law school just for business,
Right.
and the one that I was applying for was City West, which was family law, human rights law.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean,
So
sometimes in terms of the way things are spaced out on campus, you have to go to one building for this, another building for that. That's enough for me not to even know where I am sometimes, or even if I've got to go back and get my car, I think, well, it's going to take me 5 minutes to walk across there, another 5 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes could happen. That tends to put me off a little bit too. So knowing where everything's spaced out is definitely something that can help you plan your day.
yeah.
Anyway, that sounds good.
Well, should we just go and do some recording?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.